Transformation in 3, 2, 1.
Hi, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. Hope you guys are doing fantastic today. This is a collective reading for whoever, whenever, wherever you guys come to it. How you guys doing today? Little sage from the garden. Got the crystal ball out. Some exciting things happening, some stuff going on. I just wanted to let you guys know that tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to be doing a live with Shani from Infinite Light with Shani. It will be on her channel. I've posted it in the community section with a link to her channel. And when we go live, I will post the link to hook into the live there. I would love it if you guys came and saw, hung out with us. We're doing 12 cards, we're doing the 12 signs, pulling cards for each sign. She's going to do love readings, and I'm going to do the spiritual side, the more general side. And we're not going to be answering questions for people. This is the first time that we've ever experimented with this. So it's just bring your energy in and be part of the collective consciousness. Wow, look at the ball. I don't know if you guys can see like how much light is coming through the ball right now. And I'm also being drawn to see this space here. I'm being drawn to like, what is success for you? That was coming through very, very heavily in the past like 24 hours. What is success for you? What does success mean for you? Right at 133. Because I'm seeing like it's like it's like the top of Nessie. You know, the Loch Ness monster. That picture of the Loch Ness monster is like you can see the two little bumps and then the head like this, and so it leaves a lot up to the imagination, like what's going on below the surface. I see someone sitting with their back against the wall, knees up against their chest. Maybe they're listening, maybe they're thinking. It's a quiet space, right? They're like in this kind of a position. Looking down at something. Maybe they're reading. What is that about? It's got this feeling of maybe even talking to children, maybe like reading stories to children. So that could be interpreted in a few different ways. Like what did Mark Twain say? Like one day you'll be old enough to read fairy tales again. Right. And that idea of mystical fantasy and what it does to us when we're children, reading that story, being told those stories as children, and how we fantasized about them, how they popped up in our imaginations, our concepts of how those things were actually working, relevant, the relationships involved, right? And then when we go back as adults and we read fairy tales or stories to our children, we're coming at it from a very different perspective. Now we're more well informed, and so the story takes on a whole new meaning. The characters take on a whole new life. There's a way more mature perspective coming through, and you're picking up things that you didn't see when you were a kid. Of course not. And so there's this idea of like things that we perceived or received we don't necessarily have to have been children, but maybe in a stage where we weren't fully developed, or we were noobs, right? It's like newbie. And so we have hubris and we have wonder, and all of those things could be anything we want them to be. They're magnificent, 333. But then when we re-examine them as adults, there becomes like a practical element, right? There becomes hindrances, there becomes restrictions, there becomes character development, there becomes overcoming and trials and tribulations in ways that we as children couldn't perceive. And it's the same kind of thing. Like I'm thinking of the Fool card here, coming up to that next place, and then like Nessie, right? Go back to Nessie, is like, what is below the surface? What is that we're actually looking at? Do we believe what we perceived when we were younger in it, when we were less informed? And as we go through these different character defects, character developments, character flaws, character traits, growing of character. What is your character? This word. As we go through those things, the things look different. We look different. You look different. People can tell. I'm also seeing it's like a thin, could be a rudder. It's like a fan blade. All right. And that helps things, propel things forward and the direction that those things are taking. So what is propelling you forward, and how is that impacting the direction that you're taking? You can go back to the success. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more as spirit we're listening. Your idea of success. Is it being famous? Is it being rich? Is it being abundant? Is it solving the problem? Is it making amends? What is your idea of success? How is that different in different situations, in different scenarios? How is that different when you were first starting out, what you thought success would look like, and what does it actually look like now that you're like, you know, in the thick of it, like knee deep in the grasses, like, okay, well, success might just be getting through to the other side at this point, you know, like forget the castle, we'll get to the castle eventually. Right now we got to get on the other side of this bog, you know, that kind of a thing. And like taking those things one step at a time, and also knowing that sometimes success takes a long time, you know. Being willing and able to take those. I just want to look at this now. These cards are a mixed deck. It's the King of Cups in the reverse, and then I'm going to put my hand over her like this. It is the Star in reverse, and Chaos Kitten has joined us. Oh, both cats. This might get a little crazy. This talks about like maybe not having hope for the future. Maybe there's like this. I'm hearing despondency, like emotional despondency, or I'm hearing train wreck. Youch. You know what I mean? Like things going on that are happening. Maybe previously or in some previous facet, or something that you were looking at that you used to have hope for, that you used to have a desire for. And I'm talking about, this is like way back, right? Like I'm feeling like this isn't something that you just like maybe recently invested in and then decided that that wasn't for you. This is something that goes way back, right? Because we're childhood. The legend of the Loch Ness Monster. I mean, these are things that go way back. And there's an emotionally manipulative component to it that maybe at some point you thought would heal you, or you thought you could heal, or you thought that there could be change with that. But now starting to recognize and see that that isn't the direction that you should head, or you're understanding why this is. I'm seeing Dog, it's like things aren't mixing, and the direction, I'm hearing the direction has changed. What is this? Again, wow, 3 of Wands in the reverse. Because you're not waiting on anything, and you don't expect this, right? Not having that expectation for change, like accepting it. Well, I'm hearing it is what it is. The difference between it is what it is and it's cool. Right? If somebody says it's cool, that could mean like a lot of things depending on the, you know, you got to read that from someone who says like, it is what it is. It's a little bit defeatist, and at the same time, it's a little bit accepting. But is that necessarily either of those things what actually needs to be the response from within you right now about those things? No longer having this expectation for an old wish to change, no longer having an expectation that you could out manipulate an emotional manipulator. And kind of dropping your expectation of that, right? So if that was a job, right, and it was pulling at your guilt strings to keep you in place. If it was a relationship, maybe, and whatever that relationship, it don't always go straight to your partner, because this is deep-rooted, deep-seated stuff. So it could be a parental, it could be grandparental, it could be like a sibling, right? It could be a strong influence from your childhood, maybe a coach. Because I was thinking about that today, like my coaches, like when I figure skated when I was a kid, and I kept hearing them today, like, pull that in tighter, open up your hip, you're traveling. And I'm trying to spin, right? Because I skated, and I'm trying to spin, and like, how is that affecting, how is my form affecting the gravitational pull, the circumference pull, right? Centripetal force, like going in, centrifugal force going out. Like what are the differences of these things? And it all comes down to these places that we're going, right? And what does that spin? Are you spinning in place? Are you traveling? Are you supposed to be staying? Like what are you doing? And is it beneficial to you? Right? Is it helping you? There's like this expectation, like, I don't know why I just went off on that tangent about spinning, but it's making me feel dizzy. I got to fix this star. Yeah, we can't show the star. Right. Giving up on that particular thing because something new has struck your fancy. And again, like, don't, it could be like something that you come across today. It could be something that that's been like kind of seeding itself in your heart nest, right? I'm just seeing this bird, seeing this angel, this peace, like making peace with that. It's probably a seed of self-love. A little bit of respect goes a long way. Right. And you notice that with others, you notice that when somebody gives you a little bit of respect, it could go a long way with you. And if you give a little bit of respect to others, that goes a long way with them too. And there's like it starts to build mutual trust. And remember, the parents of love are trust and respect, right? And without them, love is an orphan child. It's just like this King of Cups in the reverse, just kind of like wandering around. What is that, right? What is your idea of success? Go back to that. That's what that is. Finding that seed of love, that seed of self-love, that seed of healing within yourself. And then you are able to grow it, nurture it, and offer it to others and know what it is. So there's something that sparked this within you. It was an event and it grew. What is that? And feeling it. And there's something about this give and take, like no longer having expectations for things that aren't reciprocal, equally balanced, feeding you as much as you're feeding them. And I'm feeling that spinning. I'm just feeling the spinning. Is it pulling in or is it going out, right? Are we landing or are we taking off? Like, what is it? And I used to have to go from like, you spin on one foot in one direction, and then you have to multiple different ways get on the next foot, and then you're spinning in the other direction. How do you do that? How do you do that and maintain without falling down and maintain your force? It's like just going with the thing, knowing where your center of gravity is and finding success in that seed of hope within you, right? And being able to dictate what action is being taken that's necessary for the proper propellant, for the proper motion. You've seen those propellers, right? And what direction is it going? This is okay. It's all start. It's 11:44. I feel like I'm like, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Come on, guys. It isn't just me. We're reeling it in here because it's something that's absolutely beautiful. I feel like that was like, like the Hermit. Wow, the 3 cards that come in the upright. The Hermit, the 6 of Coins, and the Ace of Cups. Giving of and unto yourself, receiving of and unto yourself. That wisdom, here's this dog, right? The loyalty to self. You didn't betray yourself. You didn't betray yourself again. You learned, and this time you respected yourself. It's coming up, the test for you. The respect for yourself, the hold enough value within yourself, enough seed of love within your self-love cup, right? To make the proper choices, to find the proper direction, to maintain your balance and still be able to give and receive. This is wonderful growth here. This is wonderful. And it's about this, like, what did you learn along your journey, looking at that light within you. Virgo energy is medicine. It's healing, right? Be something to do with Virgo time. I'm seeing this little cat, and then the cats went away on here, but about like, there's something about like affection, right? And taking care of yourself, like giving to and of yourself in a way that is affectionate towards you, like a self-hug, right? Like giving yourself the pat on the back, the shoulder to cry on, like being able to love yourself in that way allows you to receive it from others. When your friend wants to buy you a cup of coffee, when your aunt comes over and puts her hand on your shoulder, you're not like, oh, you know what I mean? You're like, hey, oh, thank you. And you're also doing that. Like, it's like this, like, knowing where to direct this energy. Is it pulling you into your center space? Is it pulling you out of your center space? Ancestors, spirits, guides, could you give us a little bit clarity on this? What direction? If you got this Ace of Cups, what would you like us to know about this situation? This is the Gregory Scott Tarot. Ace of Wands, how gorgeous is that? 2 aces, you guys, I love this. And look, it's the 9 of Cups in the reverse. Very interesting, because this is the Minor Arcana Wish card, and we got the Star, which is the Major Arcana Wish card. And both of them are in reverse, which means that you've developed whole new wishes. That those aces right here, Ace of Cups, and this is like feeling good, feeling saucy, looking good, feeling inspired, feeling that heart-centered space here. Somebody might come offer you some love today, some affection today, right? Somebody might come out of hermit mode. And as I say that, you guys, lovers underneath, and lovers and the hermit right now, and then there's the Five of Cups under there, which is like an emotional recovery. I have to put this like this, but the lovers and the hermit are both Virgo and Gemini are both ruled by Mercury, which is the thoughts that we tell ourselves, the thoughts that we say. And very, very interesting, because like the thoughts that we tell ourselves within, right? And the thoughts that we share, the mutual respect that we share with someone else. This is like about the choices that we make, the partnerships that the alliances, right? And the maintaining the sovereignty of self. And at the same time, being able to give and receive with another or with others. And it might not be the thing that you'd wished for, but you're not waiting or expecting on that anymore, because there's new wishes. There's something different here, and it's going to make you very, very joyous, very, very inspired. Somebody could be giving you something. Somebody could be sending you something. You could be offering something to someone else. All right. I'm going to get these tea leaf cards because I think I want some specifics on this. And we're going to have to do half of the deck. And then we'll pull some Raven cards. Oh, and I have the, I pulled out the Yin Yoga ones. Because sometimes things take a long time. You have to sit with those stretches, right? Owl. Good advice from a wise person. Absolutely. I definitely consider the person who told me about the Yin Yoga, introduced me to all of these things, as an extremely wise person. Yes, you are, love. And some, there's advice here. There's good advice coming to you today. Owl spirit, maybe that's what the Six of Coins is about. Maybe it's coming from this hermited person. Maybe you're the hermited person, and it's coming toward you from someone who cares about you. Look, so I have the Nine of Cups, and we're talking about like that wasn't the wish that you wanted, or that wasn't the wish for you. It's a whole new wish. Look, a sincere wish is granted. The needle and thread, which is also very interesting, because I'm looking at it like I'm feeling like it's like an ace, right? The needle, like the Ace of Swords. Yes, a sincere wish. This is yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. There will be generosity. Yes, yes, yes. You will know what to take and what not to take. Yes, yes, yes. You're setting down the expectations of previous things that we're no longer aligned with. Right? Leg, stepping into a new experience. I love that. And I'm like that ZZ Top song. She's got legs. I remember, I don't know if you guys remember from the 80s, but it was like that Nylons commercial when they'd do that song, and they would like, she's got legs. Maybe you're walking somewhere, stepping in to a whole new experience. You guys, this is stepping into an experience with these aces. This isn't driving. This isn't like parachuting in. This is like taking a walk. 1 foot at a time, one step at a time. The moon changes in your life. Being okay with those changes. And again, that idea of acceptance is okay, it is what it is. It's cool. Is it really like, is these changes in your life like it's okay? No, it's totally cool. There's a difference in the way that the sentiment comes across according to the attitude that's being portrayed, or what is actually happening, the acceptance level of this. And if we're stuffy about it, or it's something that we know isn't good for us, we're gonna feel that, right? And there's changes afoot, changes being made right now. And of course, like, that's what time of year it is. That's what's supposed to be happening right now. We have 10. Temporary situation. Everything is a temporary situation. If you like what's happening right now, embrace it. Take charge of those opportunities. Really, like, because they're it's the universe, right? It goes up, it goes down, there's waves. So while it's good, take it while it's good. If it's bad, don't worry, because it's going to get good again soon. Right? The wheel turns. It's a temporary situation. It could have something to do with where you're staying, or with that's not for everyone. Well, it's kind of like that. Beware of self-delusion, right? And again, I remember like the things that we're told, the things that we tell ourselves, go back to those fairy tales, self-delusion. How does something look different? What does the perception change with maturity, right? And what are we spinning on? I've been feeling like this spinning, and I just keep hearing them. Open your hip, lift your leg higher, pull your shoulders up. Where is your center? Where is your center? And I just keep hearing her. You're traveling, you're traveling, you're traveling. And then you're like exhausted and dizzy, and you're like, man, if I have to, and then she's like, go work it out, 3 laps, come back, do it again. Oh no, okay, we're gonna do that, and a journey, either physical or mental, traveling, maybe you are traveling, maybe you're going somewhere for just a little while, stepping into a new experience. You can kind of really start to understand what this giving and receiving is about. That's how it feels. Carriage, there's wheels here. The star. Twice we got the star out. It says success guaranteed. What is your idea of success? If I'd have chased after, I'm just going to be straight up here. If I'd have chased after fame or went after any of my ideas as if that one idea was the idea that was going to make me rich and famous, then I wouldn't have come to the conclusions, figured out the massive amounts of other things, had the experiences, the know-how, and know how to take it to the next level. That's real success. Took 10 years, but the math is correct. Okay. Now, if I'd have been really focusing on the idea and shining the idea and getting noticed for the idea, then I wouldn't have been able to concretely verify the idea and what happens next, get onto those spaces. Like, there's true success there, even if it's my success for me. I was successful. It took 10 years. It takes a long time. And even that, it's like, what is the success? I'm still not famous. Who cares, like, at this point? Because, like, 21, 22. So it's like, what have you done? You're successful. You successfully overcame these things. You successfully, maybe slayed that dragon or hugged it. Take it how it resonates. Weeping willow, family sorrow. Maybe that's what you've been carrying around. Maybe that's what's been keeping you bogged down. Maybe that's what you've been trying to heal from. Yeah, the not getting the thing that you'd hoped to have had. And it could have had something, you could be this person, it could have had something to do with this person. This person could be the one coming in and helping you. Take it how it resonates, okay? It says dealings or relationships with a man with dark hair or dark complexion. Wow, weird. This has never happened before. Dealings or relationships with a younger woman. Maybe you've decided to go it alone and someone's like, you don't have to anymore. And there's like a partnership coming in. Maybe both of you were dealing with something alone and together you're creating something, right? Good success, dealings or relationships. And then there's like this family sorrow and being aware of self-delusion and you have guaranteed success as long as you understand that this is a temporary situation. And so there has to be a journey taken, whether that be within the mental space or within the physical space, right? But it's something new that you've never experienced before. And in that, changes in your life will occur because you're going to be accepting some advice from a wise person. And then you get like your wishes granted, and then look, marriage. That part there's a strong undertone of partnership here, whether that be a previous partnership that puts you in this space that you're growing out of and growing from, right? Whether that be your like parental partnerships, like the partners that raised you, right? Partners in your business, right? Your spouse, your partners, your relationships, your siblings, your BFF, right? There's a coming together here, and a sincere wish is being granted. There's an equal give and take being shown to people right now, but you do need to, feel that need to protect yourself because of your previous experiences. The fairy tale looks different now. You've learned a lot more. Reread the story again. What's it say? It says, time to go out and have fun. I'm hearing live a little. Even though you have to be careful and not take any risks. All right, so don't live it up too much. And again, and I will say, sometimes when the 9 of Cups comes out in the reverse, there's this element of indulgence. Maybe somebody was overindulging. There's like an overuse generally of like some sort of libations, we'll say. But it's about like trying to fill an emotional cup, like emotional needs with other things, right? And then not having any fulfillment in any regard. So there's that idea of like things in moderation. And was that something? King of Cups in reverse can be an alcoholic with the Nine of Cups in reverse. And then if I had the devil out, I would say alcoholic, straight out. But that's going to be different for everybody. And again, that's also like, something that's like an emotional space that we're trying to, or that people are trying to fill with something else, right? Your emotional cup is empty, so you fill it up with salt, sugar, fat, booze, lottery tickets, whatever it might be. Oh, look, your heart is the treasure trove, not some smelly sewer. That's right. Thank you, Spirit. Your heart is a treasure trove, not some smelly sewer. So you're going to fill it up with goodness. You're going to fill it up with kindness. You're going to fill it up with respect. So you can trust yourself. So others can trust you. And you're going to see that when people show you respect, when they do what they said they were going to do, when they fulfill their obligations, when they give as much as they take, right? That you're filling your heart up with love. You're filling your heart up with treasure. And you're helping to fill their hearts and souls up with treasure as well, too. That's what this is about. Making, and it might be a whole new, you might never have experienced that before in your entire life. Here's the raven. That might be something completely new and strange to you. I want you to enjoy it, okay? And look, weird, because they're like the same. This one says, ooh, live your love with all your being, with your body, mind, and soul. Hide it no longer. Don't hide it from yourself nor from others. Don't withhold your most precious gifts from yourself. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Your most precious gifts. Your most precious gifts are valuable. They're extremely valuable. And you have been very, very successful at honing them, at honing your talents, at taking care of things. But people probably notice talents that you have that you were completely unaware of. It's just things that come to you so naturally that you just do it. And then people are in awe, right? Live your love. And of course, when I see I'm like thinking like live long and prosper, right? Because it's the logical thing to do. Prosperity, love, and having a good time enjoying that, maybe getting out of that hermit mode and accepting invitations to go out with others or with another so that you don't have to feel so alone. Look. There's a previous experience here. If somebody's been lying to you, if somebody has been taking advantage of you, maybe you had previous experiences that really left you like kind of in a way that you don't know which direction to go, all I can say on that at this moment is not to go that way. Trying something new, stepping into a different experience. Yin yoga. What does our body say? We look like we got our mind. We look like we have our heart, right? Our emotional space covered. We have the Ace of Wands out. We have that drive. What does our body need us to do right now? What is our body calling for us? Number 54, tortoise pose. Aim to flatten the back by pushing the chin forward as you fold forward. Beware if you've had shoulder injuries. You guys, this is definitely it feels like down in a pretzel. I'm going to see if we can see this and I can maybe like somehow, but it's literally like put in your like, I don't know who could do that. Maybe you could do that, Kelly. If you guys are yoga experts, I'll tell you what, I don't know if I can. There's something here about like, this bending in like shoulders, like beware if you have a shoulder injury, because it's like, where are you bearing that weight, right? And this is going to affect your lungs, your breathing, your intestines, your digestion tract, like your lower intestines, helping move through things like what's being held in your gut, your heart, right? Again, that heart space, clearing out the heart space. I made a decision last year that if it at all makes me feel like I need to pull that blood pressure machine out my bathroom cabinet, I'm not doing it. It's a no. I've lived too long I had stage 2 hypertension. Like, no, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not. very few things would be worth it for me anyway, because I want to live a long life, enjoy my kids, enjoy my life, enjoy what's happening. And so what is the success there? The success is like taking all those things out, rearranging my mindset, rearranging my day, and my boundaries. It's getting to the point where I'm feeling good within myself. My heart doesn't need that anymore because I'm mitigating it by managing stress. Right. And it's like, this is like that feeling of just like laying flat. It's like telling you to put your chin on the floor and just lay flat, like kidney health, bladder health, upper intestines, right? Small intestines, and your DNA. It's like this whole body thing here, stepping into a whole new way of it, stretching it out and getting that weight off of your shoulders, letting all of that cycle through. It's like that again. I'm thinking I'm seeing the Loch Ness monster again. Something about that 350, like it's like that. What's just above the surface, and where are you carrying that? And maybe you're only seeing that bit that you're carrying, and you're carrying around some myths about it, some fairy tales, some childish perceptions and notions of stories that you told yourself about why you had to carry this on your shoulders like this, right? And then really looking what's underneath and how it's affecting all of your systems, right? And so you get a new wish today that realigns you with that, because you know that your heart is a treasure, not some dumping ground. And once you unsee that, you can never unsee it again. Now you know your value. It's like you had this piece of jewelry in your hand the whole time. You always thought that it was like some weird costume jewelry, right? And then you go to an antique dealer and he sees you wearing it and he's like, oh my gosh, do you know that that's a such and such blah, blah, blah from long, long time ago, and it's made of blah, da, 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 and it was designed by da, 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 da. And you're like, oh my gosh, this has come to through my family. I've had it for years and years and years. So now it's like this valuable token. And all of a sudden you're never gonna, even though you knew that it was like your great grandma's ring, you never knew that it had all of this historical significance or monetary value, and suddenly you're looking at this thing that you just thought was like a trinket in a completely different way, and you will never unsee it again. All of a sudden your heart is a valuable shining diamond, and that's the truth. And you'll never be able to look at it as garbage ever again. All right, I think we got there. I hope that was helpful. I hope that you got something out of it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for coming and seeing me and Shani and visiting us on our live tomorrow at 11:30 on her channel, Infinite Light with Shani. Thank you for remembering to hit like and subscribe if this resonated with you, because I really do appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. And thank you for coming back and seeing us again next time. Bye.
Transformation in 3, 2, 1.